The Hill has an article here, and it says that McConnell allies are confident in a healthcare win. It says Republicans close to the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell are confident he can save the Senate's teetering healthcare reform bill, the Better Care Reconciliation Act, over the next 5 days, though it is shaping up to be a daunting task. The Majority Leader and his closest allies believe he can wear down rebels in his conference after 20 hours of floor debate and an unlimited amendment process, which will give colleagues a chance to hammer out a compromise. So, this bill, I don't want to get into it too much. You know why? Because it's not final. I hate how people are all debating this. I mean, okay, I take it back. It's fine that people are debating it. You know, I get it. And I like that. But why should we sit here and go after them for a bill that's not even settled yet? Because he said unlimited amendments, an unlimited amendment process, and 20 hours of floor debate. So this bill's gonna go through the whole process. There was this whole thing about last week that when I wasn't on, that I wanted to talk about so much because it was just so, it was just so stupid, right? Because you had Democrats going after Republicans, saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe they're being so secretive about their healthcare bill." Democrats, you want to know why they were being secretive? Because the bill wasn't ready. The bill wasn't ready. And it's still not ready. It still has to go through debate and amendments and all that. So it's still not ready. They were going after them so hard, like, oh my God, unbelievable. They're gonna try and push this through without debate. They're gonna try and push it through without anyone ever getting to see what's inside. And then that didn't happen though, because the reason that it wasn't being shown was that, you know, it wasn't ready. It was still being drafted. Just a thought. I mean, look, I get the argument that we need transparency. But what's the point of telling everyone about all of your drafts? The whole process. Like, what we care about is the final draft, what we got out of it. We don't care about, like, the process. Like, oh, well then he said that we should add this, and then the other guy said that, no, we should add this. Like, we don't care. We just care about the bill itself. Like, what came out of the process. We don't care about the process itself. And look, I get what you're trying to say. I get it. You're trying to say, oh, well, we need to know what's gonna be in the bill. Okay, but now you do know. It's out there. You can see it. So it's and it still isn't finished. And look, if you want to say, hey, the bill's not good, I would agree with you. But I would also say it's not good because it's brand new and it hasn't gone through debate and amendments and any of that. There needs to be, I mean, it's gonna change, guys. I mean, calm down. You have people on the left freaking out over this bill. I mean, you saw, like, the protests going on. By the way, I mean, I love how they're still doing their protests. As if their protests are effective. Like, I don't understand what their goal is with the protests, because, like, everyone sees their protests and they think, wow, what a bunch of whiny bitches. Like, no one looks at, you know, 500-pound strong woman Ladasha screaming about Russia and shit like that, and no one says, wow, you know what, I was a conservative, but you know what, I've changed my mind. I'm gonna go ahead. You know what, you've made me reconsider. Or does anyone who's driving to work on the highway, or anyone who's in an ambulance trying to get their life saved, getting blocked on the highway, are any of them gonna say, wow, you know, I was a conservative, but then I saw this line of people screaming to me about my privilege on my way to work in the morning, and you know what, I've changed my mind now, I'm gonna reconsider. Like, what are they trying to accomplish? Because it just makes them look bad, honestly. And look it, I'm not gonna say. I mean, you have the right to protest, but I can question you and say, hey, look, if you're gonna go ahead and protest, like, what are you protesting? What are you trying to accomplish? Because like, no one actually looks at you and thinks, man, oh, look at these strong, independent, look at these strong liberals. You know, I was gonna vote Republican, but now I'm gonna reconsider because I see these strong liberals screaming at me about my privileges and about my what is it? What did I say? My phobias and my isms. You know what? I changed my mind. Like no one, like they protest and they're just so whiny, and like no one, like, who are they trying to please? Are they trying to please like themselves? It seems like they're trying to please themselves. Like they're trying to take like a moral stand, even though no one's listening. I mean, no one. And you have these embarrassing protests. I mean, between lying in the street and having like these little fake tombstones. Really? And then also the funniest thing is that during that protest where they had the tombstones and they were lying in the street, they had police protection. And then some guy was riding a motorcycle and he tried to get through the whole, crowd of people. And he almost got tased. And he got taken down by 7 officers. What kind of country is it where we have protection for these people who are lying in the street, who are blocking people on the way to work and on the way to, no one knows what they're doing. Maybe they're trying to, maybe they're going to get some food. Maybe they're going to go. Maybe they're, who knows? Maybe they're trying to meet some family or some friends. Maybe they're starving and they're looking to go buy some food, and you're blocking them because your whiny check your privilege is way more important than their, right to travel. And then you have police protecting them. What is that? What is that? So I can go outside. I can make like some cheesy sign that says, "Oh my God, check your privileges," and I can just stand in the street. And I can just block I can shut down the entire city. Because, hey, it's my right to protest. You can't drive. Yeah, I can stand here in the road and block all of you. And then police will protect me. Since when has that ever been a thing? And then they also had a little protest outside of, what was it, Mitch McConnell's office? Where they had like these, by the way, they had these people in wheelchairs. I love how you're using the disabled to push your agenda. How classy is that? And how much you want to bet they weren't even disabled? I mean, how much you want to bet that they just showed up in a wheelchair just because, like, they wanted to like seem like, oh my God, you can't push us. We're in wheelchairs. And they got carried out. And then there was this whole outrage, like, oh my God, how dare you carry them out? Like, but what do you want them to do? I mean, they were being carried pretty peacefully. I mean, they were just picked up and carried out. What do you want them to, like, shove them? What do you want them to leave them there? Like, you can't, like, it's his office. They can't just stay there. But they think that this is, like, their moral superiority, like, they're just out of touch. And they're protesting a bill that's not even done yet. That's not even, like, anywhere near done. There's still so much left to go within the process. Anyway. Excuse me. It says here in the article, right? A GOP aide familiar with internal discussions said the Senate Republicans are going full steam ahead in anticipation of a vote later in the week. So they're looking to have a vote later in the week. And you know what? I wouldn't agree with that. Now look, I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, oh, we're pushing it through, we're going fast, because what they're trying to do, because the process has been slow for months, right? First of all, I mean, the reason why it's been slow is because they're wasting all the time talking about Russia, all the time. I mean, that's what they're doing. The reason why it's so slow is because you guys are out there, giving a Comey testification, and what is it? All the intelligence leaders and Jeff Sessions, and talking about, oh, Russia sanctions. How embarrassing is it that they were able to come up with and pass Russia sanctions in like a week, but healthcare, it's taken them months. This is not normal. Look, it's a long process, and I understand that, but the progress has been so slow because they've been wasting their time. But anyway, I still say that having a vote this week would be a mistake. I feel like it's just too early on. I feel like you ought to go through the whole process, have the president get involved, because he obviously knows what he's doing better than you guys do. I mean, he's the one who said that the House bill was mean, and I mean, he's right. I mean, it's a mean bill, but it's something at least, right? That's the reason why it was passed, because hey, it's something. But senators don't seem to really know that, so hopefully the president gets involved and he helps him out and sort of shows him, like, hey, this is how you do like an actual healthcare bill that people like. This is how you do it. Think about it. I mean, if they pass something that's better than Obamacare, and then you're gonna have Democrats like protesting, think of how pathetic they're gonna look. I mean, they already look pathetic. Don't get me wrong. They look pathetic as it is, but they look even more pathetic because you're out here protesting a better bill than what we had before, and they're gonna do it. We already know that no matter what passes, they're gonna protest, right? Even if it was like universal healthcare, they would protest, because at this point it's just Trump, like, oh, it's universal. It's like we want universal healthcare, but Trump passed it, so we're gonna protest. Like they would literally do that. I mean, I can almost guarantee you that. But anyway, it says here that the Senate Republican Policy Committee Chairman John Barrasso, a member of McConnell's leadership team, on Sunday said that leaders have enough flexibility with legislation to address the concerns of colleagues who last week said they cannot support it. So you had a lot of people in the party saying that we can't support this bill. And, okay, look, basically the whole thing is a bit of a mess, right? Because you have moderates, and then you have so-called far-right wingers, right? So-called, like Ted Cruz, because he's really out there, right? Ted Cruz and all these Rand Paul, these Tea Partiers, these Freedom Caucus people, they're just like, here's the thing. They think they're like populist, but they're not. They would have been if the year was like 1982. But they're not anymore, because people have changed. Like, the needs of the country have changed. So they're stuck in the past, and they think that they're like, oh, we're like the populist wing of the party. No, you're like the moderate wing, but you're like the moderate wing, but you're like bombastic about it. Like you have like a bit more charisma. And you're not like John McCain, who can't even speak. But like, you're really not a populist wing. A populist wing would be the Trump wing. But they don't care about the Trump wing, right? They don't care. We don't have any senators or congressmen who are like openly part of the Trump wing. Just think of if the party was enthusiastic about the president and about Trump. It would be so much easier for them to win, because the base loves him. Why are you so skeptical and so timid when the base loves this guy? It just doesn't, because they listen to, here's the reason why. They listen to these polls as if polls mean anything anymore. Polls mean nothing anymore. Let's be honest, polls are useless. Pollsters have no credibility anymore. After the election, where they got it so wrong. They got it so wrong. They said, oh yeah, Hillary, 400 electoral votes to like Trump with like -5. and then he won over 300. So polls are completely discredited, right? Polls are the polls have no credibility anymore. So they listen to polls where it says, "Oh, Donald Trump has a negative 20 approval rating," and they say, "Oh my God, we need to distance ourselves, and we need to be strong, and we need to say, oh, we won't stand up. We will stand up to the president." That's not being strong. It's being weak. It's giving in to the demands of the media and the Democrats. It's giving in to the demands. That's not being strong. "Oh yeah, we're being so strong." Give me a break. Give me a break. Strong? That's not being strong. So anyway, in terms of the healthcare bill, like I said, let's just wait for the process to take place. And then when it's done, we can say whatever we want, and we can scrutinize it, and we can go ahead and we can say how horrible or how great it is. I hope that it turns out to be great, but we'll have to wait and see.